हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। आई होप आप लोगों की तैयारी अच्छी चल रही होगी। लास्ट फ्यू डेज आर रिमेनिंग फॉर आवर एग्जामिनेशन एंड यू मस्ट बी busy with your revisions for EPFO examination. So in our PYQ series, today we'll see industrial relations and labor laws topic, and we'll have discussion of 2020 question paper. And in that year we got total 8 questions from industrial relations and labor laws, and prior to that in 2016 examination we had got 16 questions, but in last examination we got only 8 questions, and the majority focus was on labor laws, the acts which are there. So from this topic, most of the questions came. So now let us discuss. As far as 2016 questions are considered, I will try to upload another video of those topics, and it will be soon available to you. So let us start with the session. First question here says we have been given some terms here, and they are asking the explanation of same, and we have to match the following. So the meaning of that term we have to understand here. Now even if you have not read the topics, you can very well answer this question. If you carefully see the questions here, what you can observe, the terms mentioned here. First is closure. So what is meant by closure? So it is permanent closing down of a place of employment. Wherever you are working, if that place is permanently closed for some reasons, so that term is called as closure. Now, who is workman? The person who works in any industry. So any person employed in any industry to do skilled, unskilled or manual work. That is what is workman. Now, what is meant by strike? Strike means refusal of employees to do the work. Like employees have came to the office, they have came to the workplace, but they are refusing to do the work. Now, why they are refusing? Because they would be having some demands, and they want management to heard those demands. So as a result, they refuse to do their daily work. So strike is cessation of work by employees. And what is meant by lockout? Lockout means temporary closing down of workplace by the management. So due to some reason, management has decided to temporarily close down that industry. So that is what is called as lockout. So if you match the following, A is 1, B is 2, and C is 4, and D is 3. So correct option is A here. Now moving on to the second question, they have asked who is adolescent as per Factories Act 1948. So as per this act, what is or who is the adolescent? So here the correct answer is A, who has completed 15 years of age but is less than 18 years. So the person who falls between 15 to 18 years, that is what is called as adolescent. So very straightforward question. If you have read the Factories Act, you would be able to answer this question. Now, I have referred one stop source here, that is Piali Ghosh book of Tata McGraw Hill Publications, and in that book, the authors have extensively covered all the acts. So here is the screenshot from that book, Piali Ghosh book of Tata McGraw Hill Publication. So here it says adolescent means a person who has completed 15th year of age but has not completed his 18th year. So that is what is the A option here. Now moving on to the third question, what is a controlled industry? They are asking what is meaning of controlled industry. So a simple definition based question. So A is the correct answer here. Any industry, the control of which by the union has been declared by any central act to be expedient in the public interest. Now some industries there, and union has decided that government has decided, union has decided that by some act that industry will be controlled by us, though it is immoral to control that industry, but in larger interest, in public interest, the government has decided that by so and so act will control the industry. So A is the correct answer here. So again, in that book of Tata McGraw Hill publication, here the definition is given in section 2D of that industrial act. Controlled industry means any industry the control of which by union has been declared by a central act to be expedient in the public interest. Now moving on to the next question. व्हाट इज द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ अ ट्रेड यूनियन? अगर आप लोगों को ट्रेड यूनियन बनाना है, so कितने मिनिमम मेंबर्स होने चाहिए? दैट इज व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग. So again, it is given in our routine books. In same book, it is given that not less than 7% as its member if you have to form a trade union. So 7 members is the correct answer here. Now this is given in Trade Unions Act of 1926, and you can go through it. Question number 65, that is fifth question. So which of the following disputes is are considered as trade disputes under Trade Union Act 1926? So any dispute of any person connected with. So some person is having dispute, and that dispute is connected with, it can be connected with employment, or it can be with regard to non-employment as well, or conditions of labor. So all three are correct here, 1, 2, and 3. So if you observe this screenshot regarding trade dispute, so it is given in this Trade Unions Act 1926. Trade dispute means any dispute between employers and workmen, और बिटवीन वर्कमैन एंड वर्कमैन, मतलब दोनों वर्कर्स के बीच में कोई डिस्प्यूट है, और बिटवीन एम्प्लॉयर्स एंड एम्प्लॉयर्स विच इज कनेक्टेड विद, or between employers, it can be between the employers of management. And see here, it is written employers which is connected with employment, that is first, then non-employment, and terms of employment or conditions of labor. So it is covered here. So it is covered here. So if you see, all three are considered as dispute. So 1, 2, and 3 is the correct answer here. So again, this is covered in that Piali Ghosh book, and the acts covered there are quite exhaustive. You can certainly go through it. At the end of this video, I have listed those 10 acts. Minimum those 10 acts you have to prepare for this EPFO examinations, and question will be very basic in nature. If you have read the act, and if you have prepared one page summary of each act, you will be able to attempt the questions. Moving on to the next question. What is the maximum amount of gratuity payable but to the employees under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972? सो पहले मैक्सिमम ग्रेचुटी तो जो दिया करते थे, द मैक्सिमम ग्रेचुटी विच वाज पेएबल, इट वाज ₹10 लाख. So it is one of the option, but in 2018 Ministry of Labor came with amendment. They brought an amendment act in 2018, and earlier the present upper ceiling was ₹10 lakh, and now government, with the implementation of 7th CPC, they have increased the ceiling to rupees 20 lakhs. So here the correct answer is rupees 20 lakhs. So remember this. So maximum gratuity which is payable to employees under this Payment of Gratuity Act is rupees 20 lakhs, and I think it is also exempted from tax benefits. Then moving on to the next question, what is the maximum number of hours in a week that an adult worker is allowed to work for? It is 48 hours. It is given in the book that no adult worker shall be required or allowed to work in a factory for more than 48 hours in any week. So it is covered in Factories Act of 1948. That Factories Act of 1948, it is covered that maximum a worker can work for 48 hours, and he will not be allowed to work for more than that. Now coming to the last question of today's lecture, what is the maximum period in which appropriate government shall review and revise minimum rates of wages? कितने minimum time के बाद wages को revise करना है by government under Minimum Wages Act 1948? So the answer is 5 years. So if you go through this act, it is clearly written here that review at such intervals as it may think fit, such intervals not exceeding 5 years. The minimum rates of wages so fixed, and revise the minimum rates if necessary. This is given in this Minimum Wages Act of 1948. Again, this screenshot is taken from that Piali Ghosh book, where the authors have covered this in detail. Now, if you see, the focus majorly was on the labor laws. So which labor laws we have to prepare? Although by now you have already prepared the labor laws, but don't forget to revise these labor laws in remaining last few days. So these are the 10 labor laws which you have to prepare. The first one is Employees Compensation Act 1923. Now this I have written in chronological order so that it will be easy to prepare you. So first is Employees Compensation Act 1923, then Trade Union Act 1926. We got the question from trade union, like minimum number of members required to create a trade union. Then Payment of Wages Act, most important. Then Industrial Disputes Act, 1947, Factories Act 1948. Again, this is quite important. Minimum Wages Act 1948. So from this Minimum Wages Act, we have got many number of questions in 2016 EPFO paper. Then Employee State Insurance Act 1948, that is ESIC. Then EPF and MP Act 1952. This is quite important for our examination. Maternity Benefit Act 1961. Do go through the amendments by government. Like earlier it was 12 weeks. Now they have raised it to 26 weeks. Then Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. So the few acts are quite important. Definitely you will have to revise before the examination, and questions which will be coming will be very straightforward in nature. For 2016's question, I will come up with another video shortly. Probably by tomorrow morning, I will upload the 2016 questions. So that's it in today's video. Prepare well. We have less number of days remaining for our examination. Thank you.